good data story surprises with better explanations for known facts. A story engages when it tells us that what we knew is wrong and that there is a better way to look at the world. But how do you convince people that there is a better story? You need to show that your cause has more impact on the effect. To prove your point, you need to show that as your cause is more prevalent, your effect is more likely to occur too. And to do this, you need to count and measure both the cause and the effect. However, measuring is not as easy as you think. Measurement that can lead to data stories needs some creativity and much insight. It also shows that much data storytelling is hidden in plain sight. The year is 1963. The Beach Boys go surfing and take the country with them. The economy is booming, yet nuclear war was barely averted in Cuba the year before. By the end of the year, President Kennedy would also be dead, shot by an assassin in Dallas. Yet, in the turmoil of those heady years, people continued living their usual lives. Christmas, summer vacations, and Thanksgiving dinners rolled apace. In the larger American cities, summer vacations were invariably made of escapes to the zoo, swimming pool parties, or a visit to a cool museum. In Chicago, the Museum of Science and Industry is a major attraction. Those being the days before smart cameras, infrared sensors, and computing on tap, most operations are handled by hand, from buying tickets at the counter to keeping an eye on the visitors. Planning future exhibits relies on visitor feedback collected by guestbooks. The exhibitions that get the most praise will be rescheduled in the future, or similar ones will be planned. A known cause, number of comments, is connected to a purported effect, more interest. One clerk in the business office makes an interesting discovery. Some linoleum tiles in the museum need to be replaced much more frequently than others. She has recorded the exact location of the tiles since the museum wants to plan future work. Looking carefully, she notices that the tiles in front of the chicken hatchery have to be replaced every 6 months. All other tiles last at least 2 to 3 years, while some last up to 10 years. She collects all the information for the past 5 years, maps the orders for new tiles on the floor plan, and shows it to the head of the newly formed committee charged with planning new exhibitions. "Sally, you're a genius," he exclaims. Not only does he have a new measure of which exhibits are more popular, but he can see by how much. The more often the tiles are changed, the higher the popularity of the exhibit. Such studies are now common. Recently, a researcher from datacamp.com identified the tweets the Donald Trump posted personally from the ones that were posted by his staff. And they were very different indeed. How? Well, take a peek at the readings. A good storyteller is a detective. She or he needs to think about the data as traces left behind by someone who did something at some point. Contrary to common wisdom, in research the facts do not speak by themselves.